Hey yeah, guys, and welcome to a new episode of Coaching Couch. Today I have with me one of the all-time greatest. It's John Cena, the coach of September. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Maxwell. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely no problem at all. I think it'll be fun. We already started yapping like for 10 or 15 minutes before recording even. So
Yeah,
you're in for a ride, I'd say.
this is gonna be really entertaining, I feel like for everyone.
Yeah, I feel so too. I have a lot of questions. Um, Maybe we can answer more than two of them. I also have two tier lists planned. The last tier list took forever with the ball song. Maybe we can be a bit faster on this one. But if not, so be it. I'm also ready to upload a 3 hour video.
We'll try our best. We'll try our best to be quick.
All right. So, do you want to start with a tier list or do you want to start with some questions first?
let's start with some questions. Let's fire some of those off.
All right. All right. There is a nice one actually that I can sort of imagine the answer to, but I'm
Okay.
still excited to hear what you have to say. So,
Okay.
someone asked, there are a lot of people in your staff, and I assume there's also the players meant by it, not just the staff people. Who is the easiest to work with?
Ooh, easiest to work with. That's an interesting one. Um, there's a lot of really, really great people that obviously are in the staff of September right now. Um, I say our spokesperson is definitely up there for being one of the easiest to work with. Um, but then I'd also say my assistant coaches are really, really easy to work with as well. I have a really good time talking to predictions and then Coach Panda Man because both of them are the assistant coaches. And they help a lot, honestly. I'd say they're probably the easiest to work with, but then if it comes to like a player, um, I think September 7th is obviously like a really easy choice.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just
what I
always been
imagine too.
dependable. He's just really good. He's always been dependable. But if I had to choose a player, ooh, that's tough. I think it's tougher trying to choose a player who's easier to work with. I really like September 13th, honestly. And I know when he was going through um like his kind of arc where he was doing really good for a while and then it seemed like his play came down. I really enjoyed talking to him and trying to help him boost his play back up. And I feel like getting on the same page with him and getting into those practices more, it helped him exceed expectations and kind of get back to where he was during the regular season. So I think September 13th is also really easy to work with as well.
That's interesting to hear. I really expected you to just say, yeah, September 7th, down.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love September 7th. He's great, but um him and 13th are both really, really great to work with, so it's hard to choose between the both of
Yeah,
them.
I get what you mean because on our team there are also like a lot of people that are just very active. Um, every single player of our main roster, January 7th, is also very active. That just came in as a reserve now. We have January 5th and 24th, who are also our reserves. Those are not that active, but still read every message. So, but
Yeah,
then also we have four coaches. We have an analyst, we have a strategic coach with Bunny, we have Goober as our like physical coach, and then there's me. So
yeah.
it's so hard to choose because like easiest to work with is hard to define. Is it the person that agrees the most with you? Because I wouldn't say that's the easiest, right?
Yeah, I'd say the person that agrees the most with you, I wouldn't call that the easiest to work with. I'd say
Yeah,
the easiest to work with would be somebody that is on your same level and mindset of which direction you want to lead the team in
Yeah.
and where you can see the future being and where you see the most success with your team and going in that direction. So I get what you mean with that, honestly.
Yeah. I I think you're right, and based upon that, I'd have to say January 30th because
Yeah.
I vibe with him like on a personal level.
He
I
seems really great.
I get his humor, and also if he has periods where he just plays like ass, like the Super Bowl game one, he went out directly at the start, not a single rebound, not a single touch on anything, and we just had a laugh about it. You know, we had some serious talk about it, like it was pretty bad, but still he agreed on everything. He also told me why it was that way. We worked something out, and he became the finals MVP after that.
Yeah,
So I
no,
think it's
I
safe to say
totally
for
get
a goat.
that. I totally get that. He seems like he's really great. So I feel like that would be a really easy choice for you to pick.
So coming into the next question, uh, I like this one because there is something that exists that answers this question that people
Oh,
don't
okay.
know about, but you and I do. What are the relationships between the league's coaches?
That's a really in-depth question,
Yes, it
honestly.
is. It is indeed.
It's hard to answer that with just a couple of sentences, honestly, because um obviously with our relationship, a lot of people can see that, we were rivals, but we've turned to be very good friends on top of that. And um I feel like you can't describe the relationship of coaches with just one sentence because I feel like everybody's got a different personality with all the coaches, and it's really
Yeah, for
hard
sure.
to. I mean, obviously, about when we have our coach conferences and everybody's talking, and um, I'd say it's kind of predictable in a way, how you can expect every coach to act. Um, but I'd say overall, all the coaches get along for the most part. Um, I know that at times there is like obviously the trash talk that comes out of, coaches, for example, like how it happens. That's the nature of the league that we're in, and it's hard to not get to that point. So, um, honestly, besides like the trash talk that happens on the regular and just other stuff like that, I feel as if like the relationship between all the coaches is pretty good for the most part. I feel like we all communicate pretty well with each other. I know that recently Coach Cap got that offer
Oh,
to
yeah. To join
be
August
yeah, he joined August as
as an
the coach.
head coach even. Yeah,
Yeah, as a head coach, he went from it's a pretty big promotion too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so we were all very excited for him, and that was very interesting. I feel like that was kind of a shock almost because I didn't expect him to leave personally, but seeing that he helped his team make it to the Super Bowl, it makes sense that he got an offer to play or not play, but coach for a team like as their head coach. So that makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. But the funniest thing about this question is that we have a group, like an Instagram group chat
Yeah,
with every
yeah, we
coach.
do. Yeah, we have one with all the
There's
coaches.
just like every coach in there that wanted to be in there. There are only, I think, the head coaches of 4 teams missing, which is
Yeah.
February. I can't even remember.
Oh,
November.
March and July. Those were the
March,
four.
yeah, March and July. You're right. You're right. And all the other coaches are in there. Like you have some active ones, like Blossom, Jose Mourinho, you and me. Coach
Yeah,
Cap is also active. Large
yeah,
Ball of Snow. The May coach is pretty active too.
yeah.
But it's so funny in there because after every match there's just this tiny bit of yeah, congrats, but also your team sucks a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's always that trash talk, and usually I'm not gonna point names or call anyone out, but there is one specific coach that likes to throw shade at everyone after every match, and
Yeah.
their team didn't end up being so good
No.
overall during the season. So it's really interesting when they kind of pitch in their 2 cents, and it ends up being really funny. So.
Because everyone also jumps in on that.
They poke fun at him too for it. So it's honestly a great time in that group
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Like it really is.
Because it's gone a bit quiet in the off season, I think. But the last few days with the nominees being out, it got a good portion active again, and it's also
Yeah,
just so
I
wholesome in there because everyone
I feel
supports each
like
other.
I love it. Yeah, it's great. I was super excited for all the nominees. Um, I was super happy that you were nominated as well.
Thank you so
I think
much.
that's something really big and something to be proud of. And that's definitely something that I'm want to try to work towards next season is being nominated as one of the coaches of the year. So
I think it's pretty hard because there are only three nominees, but actually, in my opinion, there are far more coaches that would have deserved it. I get the Blossom is there, I get that Jose Mourinho is there, not taking credit of any of those guys. They absolutely deserve to be there, but you also did.
yeah, I
You
appreciate
also
it.
did.
I definitely I do my best to stay humble. I don't ever want to seem like I'm not. Would I've loved to be nominated, of course, but I know that there's always room to improve, and I know there's always next season to be nominated, and I'm gonna direct my team in the right direction, hopefully to obviously be seen as an objective nominee by the majority of the fans. So I hope that's something that ends up coming to fruition, and it just makes sense though that the coaches that were nominated were because June had that perfect season,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was something huge. And obviously, you getting nominated is also something huge, as well as Blossom because you guys made it to the Super Bowl and you won. Like you guys are the first champions of the league, so it
Sticking with
makes
the
sense
unit.
that you guys were nominated as well. So it's hard to justify me being added into that when there's only 3 spots because I might have taken September to the semifinals, but they still fell short.
Yeah, but I don't think that the falling short of team should be any it's not the fault of the coach. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
No, yeah, I do see that, and um, I guess it's more so of like the blame kind of falls on everyone equally at the end of the day,
Yeah,
whether
absolutely.
it's a loss or if there's praise to be had, unless it's like specifically one person that you see that forced this win to happen, then yeah, the praise kind of does go around to everyone as well. So yeah, it's just kind of how the league works. So I kind of understand.
I think it I mean for this specific situation, I think it's more of a planning error, I guess. Because you are filming a documentary, right?
Yeah, we So we still are in the works of the documentary. Um, as of right now, we only have a bit of footage from last season. And I think the plan right now is that we're going to get footage for next season as well. So it's going to be a two-part documentary series covering the first two seasons.
That's insane. Because I don't know what I can say now, but we also have something in the works.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but it's not official yet, so I won't say anymore. But coming back to
Okay.
it was really tough to see. I mean, of course, I was so incredibly happy when we won, but it was so tough to also see like every September fan just automatically hating players, hating you. It didn't seem fair at all because it wasn't. You know.
Yeah, I get it. Like it happens, after especially after a big loss like that, and we played behind all of the playoffs. Like we decided to just be a team that wanted to play from behind. Like we never took advantage of trying to win at home and trying to get an early lead. We played from behind all playoffs, and eventually it was gonna bite us, and it happened. Obviously, like we could only hold out for so long by losing early games and trying to come back. So obviously that's not a strategy that we're trying to keep for next season, of course. But um, yeah, it happens. Like I get that the fans are gonna be disappointed and gonna be mad. So it's nothing that I take personally because I know that we're always trying to do better. And to just be totally real, we were just as disappointed as the fans were, and it absolutely sucked. But um, seeing that we got beat by, the champions of the league, it might hurt a little less for fans now seeing that.
Yeah, yeah,
So it, yeah, I mean, just like all wounds, it'll heal with time. So I'm just hoping for the fans to just realize that even after a tough loss like that, that we're still going to be back.
yeah. I think it's the right mindset to have because at the end of the day, it, it could have been us that lost there.
Yeah,
It was at
yeah,
game
no,
five, and it was. I think it was a 1-on-1 at the end. There's
yeah,
many
it
reasons.
came down to the wire.
Yeah, it's you can't put blame on a team that pushes to game five, went down 0-2 already because you
Yeah,
fought back,
no,
and
yeah, no, it makes sense.
it's there gotta be a winner and a loser, you know. So it's I think your mentality on this is absolutely justified, and I just hope to meet you again in conference finals.
I know. I'm hoping for the same. It truly was. It was probably the coolest experience playing against you in the playoffs and having that rivalry because
Oh yeah.
I I think we have the best rivalry in the league, September and January, personally, because I feel like the fans were so involved with our playoff series and just so invested into it that it seemed like I really think more people were invested in our series than June and April.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I don't think it's quite fair because at the end of the day, April did just what we did, but more impressive.
Yeah, no, they did phenomenal. It really was crazy seeing that they were actually able to beat the best team in the league, arguably at the time. So, and it's hard to beat an undefeated team, especially when you play them in the playoffs and they look unstoppable. So, all credit to April. They absolutely killed it, and they definitely were deserving too of being that number two team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't trust in April. I prepared for June a little bit, um, but not at all for April. So we the game one was it was a disaster. I still hate it. I don't want to look at it again. It was I think I also did a comment that got like 800 likes. This was the worst game that we have ever played all season.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
It
I
was
remember
bad. We
I remember
sucked.
watching. It was terrible. I remember seeing that, and I just all I could just oh, I could just feel for you and just how mad the fans were.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I love it when fans doubt us because if we win out, I can trash talk, and I'm a big trash talker. You know it because we
That's
trash talked a
true.
lot, and I love to
That's
just
true.
I love putting salt into the wound of doubters. So that we won all
Yeah.
of it, perfect setup for me. And I just had like 3 days where I just only trash talked. I, like no good words to anyone, just straight up. Oh yeah, you doubted out. Suck it. just.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
But then again, I don't want to take credit of April there. They
Yeah.
had an amazing run. They were there for a reason. I think their problem was they didn't change tactic in the Super Bowl. And
Yeah. I think oh yeah, I just want to say I agree with you there. I think their tactics stayed the same and I think you guys were able to read that pretty early on.
we had like the general idea of our team was to adapt a lot because we can adapt a lot. We have with January 8th and January 30th, I think two of the most versatile players in the league.
Oh yeah,
They
by
can
far.
swap around so much. January 30th even more than January 8th in my opinion. But maybe I'm a little bit biased on that.
No, I agree, honestly.
And it's I think the April playstyle was very unique, but we just had too much to play against that. Once we had them figured out, we stuck with the plan all Super Bowl long. And I have to say, sadly, I think this was our easiest series.
Yeah, I agree. I think once you figured out April early on and seeing that they didn't decide to change the tactic, kind of like you were saying, it ended up being the easiest series for you guys. So, um, yeah, I saw like glimpses of April's potential, but I just I didn't know. It's just tough. It's tough to say honestly because they had they had so much going for them after that victory against June,
Yeah.
and I think they just got too caught up in that victory that they weren't ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Because I think their mindset told them you won with this against August. You won with this against June. Keep it and you will win it. But
Yeah, no,
having this mindset after taking your first loss at home, taking uh I don't even know what it was. I think like a 2-0 loss and being down 1-2 after that, it's bold to keep it because
yeah,
the opposition has something that works against it. Why would they change it? It worked. So that's why I also sort of like losing because the opposition is way behind on figuring out what you will do next. But you already know the opposition won't change anything because they won. They don't have anything to base the justification on to change anything. You know,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I
that's
get
why we
that.
also pop off in game fives.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, honestly. I see the justification for that too. Like, why would you change what works? Like, it's like the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But I hope to get away from this mindset in season 2 because I don't like it. I love changing stuff up. I love, rotating our players in and out and having like training plans that are very different from the day before. Because I also know our players, they are very active. They need some change. They need a stack training plan. And I personally also feel better if I don't just tell them, all right, guys, we'll stay with the same. You'll do your thing, and I'll just lay back and relax. I
Yeah,
hate
no, I
that because I
totally
feel
get
like I'm
that.
getting paid for doing nothing.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I feel like the greatest feeling from coming in and being a coach is turning a team around, turning an organization around and turning them into winners.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It it especially felt great in January because I came in pretty late. But
Yeah, no.
I think I can put the next question in there actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it works pretty well with that. When you were first signed into the BBL, what were your expectations?
Hmm. It's actually a pretty good question. I think honestly my expectations were to turn September around and make them winners because I came to September a little later after the beginning of their season. And so I got hired on after they had their little losing streak for a while there. And I was fully committed and ready to try and bring the best out of this team. Like the expectation I had was to bring this team to the playoffs and to win it all. Like I was fully committed and ready to make them champions, and I pretty much cemented that winner and champion mentality into all of the players, the entire coaching staff, and it seemed like it really paid off. Like we were able to make it to the semifinals, and yeah, we have that winning mentality now, and we go into every game wanting to just do our best and prove to everybody else why we deserve to be there. So yeah, I mean, as far as expectations go, we just want to be the best. Like that. That's really it. It's just a simple mindset, but we want to be the best.
It's so funny to hear that because I feel like we should have switched expectations. Because
Really?
yeah, because when I came in, the team was in shambles.
Yeah.
It was before our match in week 10. It was like on we had a game on I think Friday, Saturday even, and we played against July. That were on an absolute all-time high at this point. They played insane. July 6th was on fire. MVP votes were ongoing, and we had to play
Oh
them.
yeah.
And I
Yeah, I
came into
remember
this
that.
team totally new because I was so pissed off by January not winning anything. There were 3-6 in standings, -3 on point difference, I think. And I came in and we actually won this game with January 30th, I think the first time clutching something. And it felt
Yeah.
so great. And after that, I sort of had to get a look into the team to think about, all right, what can these guys do? What is not possible for them to do? And how do we work with this against February? Because
Yeah,
that match was an elimination match. But from week 10 on, I said the goal should be not to, like, we shouldn't win it all because it wouldn't feel right with this mentality. It would feel put on. But just to say, let's make at least play-ins, win the play-ins game, and maybe go for semis. Reach
yeah, no,
semifinals.
I get it.
That would be a great achievement. And we managed to get third seed, so we actually had
Yeah,
to only win one best of five series to get what I wanted for the team. But at this point in this series, I realized they have a lot more potential than I think they have.
oh, of
Especially
course,
like January 27th and January 30th also. They
well, of
stepped
course.
up. And it's still crazy to think that we won it all. Like I don't
It's crazy.
I would have never thought we could win it. And if I could put myself back in time and tell me something and just tell me to, you'll win it all, I would love my ass off because I wouldn't believe a thing.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, do you think you exceeded the team's expectations? And do you think you exceeded your own expectations?
Yeah, for sure. I think it. Thinking about the regular season performance, we would not have deserved it. We are
Yeah,
just pretty good in best of fives, I think, because
yeah,
we can do more with our opponents, and we are a team. If we know how our opponents will play, we can adapt to that. But if we only have a sample size of playstyles against other teams, it's hard for us because we
yeah,
we are such a unique team, and we need to know what they think of us. And after that, we
yeah,
can build from there. And that's also, I think, why we won it all because we are a playoff teams. We are a playoff team.
yeah. No, I believe it.
So maybe let's just do one more question, and then we can get into the first tier list.
Okay,
Um, well, let me pick a nice one. Yeah, this is
okay,
nice. This is one for us.
okay.
Why is it? Remember, this question is not from me. Why is it that your rivalry came from 0 to 100, but still feels absolutely natural? And I don't know what to answer with that, so I'll just say, you go first.
Honestly, I don't know how the rivalry popped off like it did. I mean, it has to be because we met in the playoffs, obviously, but
Yeah.
I feel like you guys had a chip on your shoulder being a team that had a losing record in the regular season going into the playoffs, and then we were obviously the best team in the conference in the playoffs. So it caused a lot of trash talk, I guess, between our teams and between the players, and it kind of escalated from there because eventually it was just like we were trash talking each other, and it escalated to that point. And um, I don't know. I can't really explain how the rivalry became the way it was because it kind of did just happen like the question said. It just happened naturally.
Yeah, but also it happened from 0 to 100. Because I think we talked in
Yeah,
the Discord first,
it
and we
did.
just
Yeah, we
started
we
trash
did.
talking.
Yeah, it from out of nowhere too. We
Yeah.
were just trash talking each other. I don't even think we played each other yet that
No,
season.
we didn't.
And we were trash talking, and I guess from there that's kind of where the rivalry kind of happened, honestly.
Yeah, I also think it has to do with the fact that we were both pretty active at that time.
Yeah, I'd say
So we
so
just
too.
we We talked to each other on every occasion. Like, if one of us
Yeah,
was online, the other was too. There was no escaping the
yeah.
other one.
It was funny, honestly. Like there was just a ton of trash talk between the both of us going around. So yeah, no, it was hard to avoid it, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm glad it came out the way it did. Of course, I'm also happy with, you know, winning.
Well, of course, yeah, of course. I mean, anyone would, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm
but
happy
I
with
but
how
I
the
couldn't be happier to have you as an opponent in the conference finals because from a media standpoint, this was it blew up.
yeah. I think that our conference finals ended up being more popular than the Super Bowl itself, just because of the rivalry
Yeah,
that we have.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, there also was a little factor in there called September 7th.
Yeah,
That is pretty big because
yeah,
he's you can't make that shit up. He played the best shit I've ever seen in the regular season. He
yeah.
was
No, he was
literally the
incredible.
best. Didn't won. He didn't win MVP. Lost in
Yeah,
conference finals and still was first in the stats ladder by like
yeah,
3 points or 2 points, which is a lot. It's a lot. With four less played games than anyone else.
yeah. And honestly, I part of me, and I know this is going to be controversial, but I think September 7th deserved the MVP
I do so
over
too.
over anyone,
Yeah.
honestly, just because I feel like the defensive stats don't get as much recognition as they deserve.
Yeah,
But
it's
since he
true.
was the best defensive ball the entire season, he deserved to be the MVP, I believe, over anybody else that was nominated, and even the winner, who obviously took it. So
Yeah, I think so too. And that he made both All Star teams like Playoff All Star and I think it was Pro
yeah,
Conference All Time All Stars. I don't know what it was called, but that he made it in there is so deserved because
yeah,
he's so good. I
yeah. He
just
all around is just the best player that you could
yeah
want and have as a coach for your team.
yeah I believe that. But I think
It is.
I prefer having like three solid players and not one superstar because I just know myself and I would put a little too much pressure on him, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's hard not to
Yeah.
put the pressure on a superstar because
Yeah.
obviously the expectations they have set on them from the players and the coaches is like outmatched. Like they have to deal with so much pressure when they play that I couldn't imagine what they go through. It must be awful, honestly.
Yeah. So, are you fine with going into the first tier list?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, what I have here is every single team of the BBL except the two of us. Because
Yeah, of course.
we will be rating the coaches, or like, I guess,
Okay.
the coaching staff of every team in season one. So, when talking about April, we are talking about Blossom and Cap.
Okay, so Cap isn't included in August
Yeah,
talking about
because
them.
we are talking season one. This is just
Okay.
season one.
Okay.
And I don't know how to begin in this one.
Well, do you want to start from the bottom tier and work our way up?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I think that makes
Um,
sense.
right off the bat, I'm just gonna say, um, December goes in D. And I'm sorry if that offends anyone in December,
Oh,
but I think they I don't know. I feel like December was just just so underwhelming all season long. They didn't show any signs of being a good team. They didn't show any signs of trying to step it up a notch and get on that next level. No offense, obviously, to any of these players in December or the coaching staff, but I don't see them being above a D tier team.
I actually think they deserve a B tier, considering.
Really?
Yeah, but, okay. Considering the end of the season, and especially the couch playoffs.
Mm,
But if we're
that makes
talking
sense.
like regular season and play-ins, I'm gonna agree with D tier.
Yeah.
So maybe we should talk about this. Do you want to make like couch playoffs also official,
Well,
or do you want to just focus on regular season and official
let's
playoffs?
okay, if we do couch playoffs, let's add that in then. And I take back what I said about December because they actually were pretty great in the couch playoffs. I think I'd agree with you and put December in B tier if we count everything.
All right, so we'll count it,
Yeah,
and
we'll put December in B.
yeah, I'm just gonna go next and say February
Yeah.
D tier. I mean,
It's hard to disagree with you on that. Honestly,
they
I see no problem with that.
yeah they did sign a new coach, I think, but it didn't show up just yet. We'll wait for
Yeah.
season 2,
Yeah,
but
I prayers out to all the Flamingo fans out there.
yeah, like the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry, but it's just the
Oh,
the February
that was
memes
foul.
are great. It's perfect. Just the
That was
slander,
foul.
like from BBL predictions. It's so
Oh,
funny. Just like every single thing with February, it kills me because they really they don't have any fans. I've never met them.
that's so sad. The two pissed off February fans are going to comment on this vid of our podcast and be so mad. They're going to be so upset.
But
Okay.
we're gonna take it because oh no, actually you're next. You're next.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Let's do. How about we do March? And I think March deserves to be in A tier.
A tier.
I think they deserve to be in A tier. Um, just because of the couch playoffs and everything that happened there. Um, I think they have a really good up and coming coaching staff, and I think their players are more than eager to start next season.
Okay, that's a hot take. March and A tier is a hot take because I think if there is a team that has gone through more pain than March, it's only May.
Yeah. Speaking of May, do you think we can actually add an E tier onto the list?
I mean, I don't. Let's finish. Let's finish March first, because
Okay,
I
okay.
think I would go with like lower B tier, but I personally
Yeah.
would put them in C because I think
Oh,
everything they did in couch playoffs comes from the players, from the looks of it,
yeah.
because they figured out how to play with each other. But then again, they had some rough games in there, and
They
it's
did. I agree.
I also think like it's the same with May. These games took so long sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's just it's not a good showing in my opinion. But we can meet in the middle and just do like B tier,
A B. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
just
that
like
sounds good.
below December, I'd say still.
Okay. That's fine with me. We can agree on that.
Yeah, all right. So May.
You might just have to make a tier below D and just put May for by itself.
Maybe we can do this. Like, let's do this and just say it's May. Just
I'm
change the
so
color
sorry to all
to gray.
just yeah. I'm so sorry to all the May fans out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of them, but
Surprisingly, I think there's more May fans than there are February fans.
yeah, I mean, come on, that's not that hard. But but still, May's a different bag. Oh God, I think they have potential, but the way they utilize their players, it's just
They do it
not
so wrong.
good. It's not good at all.
It's not. I'm sorry, but the coaching staff absolutely failed May that season.
I mean, May
They,
coach, I love you. I really do love you.
we
You're a
we
great
both love
guy.
you.
You're a great guy. You're funny. You're entertaining. But you gotta change
No
something.
no hard feelings. We love you, but
Yeah,
this it. Oh man,
this ain't
there's
it.
just nothing else to say about them.
All right.
I hope that they find somebody good in the draft.
Yeah, I do so too. Again, I don't think it's about the players that much. I mean, yeah, May 28 exists, but that's a different. We're talking coaching staff here, all right? Not
Yeah,
teams. So
yeah.
we'll get to the teams. All right,
Um,
your next pick.
let's see. I want. Oh, well, this is an obvious one. Let's put April in S. I think April is
Yeah,
actually the only deserving team of S tier if we're going to count all of these teams for coaching.
yeah, I think I agree.
Honestly, because just the way that they were able to find a way to pull off something that's never been done in the playoffs before against arguably the best team in the league, that alone, you have to give credit to the coaching staff and especially Cap and Blossom and
Oh
just
yeah,
put them right at the top.
I mean, those two are great. Blossom is a nominee for a reason, and Cap got a head
Yeah,
coach position in a big team for a reason.
yeah,
They're
absolutely
amazing.
deserved.
It's
No, I couldn't agree less.
yeah. So I'm just gonna build right onto that and say
Yeah, and that
June.
makes sense.
June and A
I think
tier.
I I think June fans are going to be very mad about this ranking,
You mean all the
and
bandwagons?
I think June's coach not going he isn't going to be very happy with us about this either. But
I mean,
but
uh, yeah, you finish talking first.
oh, I was just gonna say he's not going to be happy, but he'd blow a very easy lead, so it's hard to put him anything lower or anything
Yeah,
higher because obviously having a perfect season was phenomenal. But losing the way they did in the playoffs, like there's no justification to put them at the top.
it's also phenomenal, but on the other side of the spectrum. So it's for June. It's hard because Jose Mourinho is a great coach. No questions
Yeah,
on that. He's goated. He's also in the nominees for a reason. But I think it's also a coach's responsibility to calm down the team if shit gets messy. Um,
yeah, and I don't think it helped when one of their players had a very early retirement as well.
yeah, yeah. I think he. I'm not saying I don't know what's going behind the scenes, but I think the team sort of fell into each other, and it's just not great to see. But I don't know to which part it's his fault or not his fault, and I don't want to make any assumptions because we don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
don't know what happened behind the scenes, obviously.
so A tier it is, I'd say.
Um, Yeah, I agree with that ranking.
So
Um, all right, let's do November.
yeah, I
I
was about
think
to say December.
they I think they're a solid C tier. I think they're middle of the pack, honestly,
Yeah, I can
when it
agree.
comes to coaching, because obviously they have, superstar caliber players due to the coaches. Um, and I like the game plan that November would have during these games during the regular season. Um, I just obviously they fell short in some of those categories, but I think they're very middle of the road.
I even think I'd put them in B
Really?
because looking at it closely, November 30 is probably the new May 28, just worse.
Yeah, yeah, I
He's.
agree.
I don't want to hate or shit on any players, but he ain't it. He
Yeah.
really
I
is.
mean,
And I don't think it's the coach's fault that this team got eliminated because he
yeah,
didn't. He really didn't do anything at all. He's just a
yeah, no.
bystander, and but I think yeah, C tier. I don't think they would win again against December right now, so I'd put them in there.
Yeah, I don't see them beating December or March,
Yeah.
honestly. But I do see them beating the teams below them.
Yeah. Speaking
Um,
of teams below them, uh, I'm gonna get hated, but
no, I agree with that.
I'd say August needs to go there. Not because
Yeah,
I hate
I
August or something, but their coaching staff pretty much it looked like they were pretty absent. You know.
I think their coaching staff um failed failed their players
Yeah.
horribly.
Yeah. No, I think it's the best move that they could have made is putting Cap as a head coach.
Yeah, that was the best strategic move I think they could have made.
Like with Cap, I'd say right in between the two of these, just like in the middle of A and B, but without, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're down there for sure. Yeah, I think
It's
that's probably the easiest ranking so far, next to
yeah,
May
yeah, or February. Yeah, I
or February.
that's right. There isn't much to say about August because
Yeah,
they're disappointed. August 10th,
yeah, I
disappointed.
agree.
It's
Um, yeah, it was tough. It was tough seeing the way the coaches failed the players, honestly.
because I think the team, like the players, did everything themselves. It
Yeah, I
felt
agree
like,
with
at
that.
least. I mean, again, we don't know what's going on behind the back, but um, also there's just the two of us talking right now, so we can make assumptions.
Yeah, no, well, I agree with that, honestly.
So the two, in my opinion, hardest teams.
Mm,
Which one do you want to do first?
let's do July.
All
And
right, all right.
honestly, I think July deserves a low A tier
A
for their coaching.
low A?
I think they deserve low A
Oh,
just because they, even though a lot of people don't agree with who was the MVP of the season, the coaching staff had a lot to do with the success of the team. And I feel as if they had maybe more star players. Um, I think like to work with. I feel like the coaching staff would have succeeded a little better.
I think I get what you mean, and I will agree with that because I think the way they used July 6th and played around him and just you know put him into every single position he's good in and utilizing him every single game. Making this work against every team is phenomenal.
Yeah, I
That's
absolutely agree.
great work. But I think they had the April effect. They lack the
Yeah,
versatility in playstyles.
yeah, I agree, honestly.
So there's only October left. Um,
I would put October with November in C tier
yeah,
personally,
just higher, I think.
just higher.
Yeah,
They don't quite make B tier, but they are definitely the best in that tier.
yeah, I agree. It's because I think having this glow off as a team is amazing. And I mean, I did put a lot of research into them, and they are one of the most team focused group of players out there because they only work with each other. They work as a unit,
Yeah,
and for Randy, for Coach Big Cheese to make this work, it's
yeah,
amazing. But then again, they're a one-trick pony.
they really are. I feel like they have a lot of way to go, and especially next season, I feel like they have a lot to prove.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I have high expectations for them.
I do too. I feel like October could be one of the best teams in the league if they get everything right with their coaching staff.
I think they just need like some analysts would put some good work out there because I think the read on their
Yeah,
own team is nearly perfect, but they're not that good in reading their position.
yeah, no, I definitely agree.
All right, so would you change anything from the looks of it? Because I feel like we did some teams pretty dirty. Not
Um,
talking about May though, but
honestly, I'm trying to think.
because I think I'd go with that. I like that.
Hmm. I kind of like it. I think we made a pretty good tier list.
Yeah. All right. So we'll put that tier list aside for now, and
This is the official tier list,
this is the
everyone. This is
official
the official
coaching
tier list of
staff tier
coaching.
list.
Yes, the official one.
Again, we are sorry.
We're sorry for how we did, everyone.
Yeah, but it's I can live with it. It's fine.
Yeah,
So we're actually an hour in now, and I think we can do even more.
yeah. Let's do it. Do you have any more questions to answer?
I do
We
have
could go back.
5 more questions to answer,
Okay. Well, let's start that
and
then. We
those
can go
are
back to some
the
questions.
the the wildest ones, I'd say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm just waiting for one of the questions to be when do you guys oil up? Because I feel like that would be a popular one.
I think there was something similar into like who would win in a fist fight. You know, like obviously I would
That's
fucking lose.
well, you can't see me. That's the whole point.
No, I
You
mean,
wouldn't be able to
you
see
had
me.
a whole career in this before joining the BBL. How would this even compare? I don't think it would be that fair. So yeah,
No,
I left
no,
that
it's
out
it's okay.
obviously, but I'm gonna announce it right here and right now. Yes, I would absolutely get my ass whooped by this guy. Obviously.
No hard feelings,
Yeah,
of
but
course, but
if you if you would see me in real life, like it's not that hard to beat me up. It really isn't. Uh, all right, so but no, the one of the questions. Yeah, let's take this one. This is pretty civil. Um, what team do you love playing against the most? And I think it would be unfair for us to say just each other. So we'll
yeah.
put each other out of the equation for this one.
Okay. Do you want to answer first, or do you want me to answer?
I can go first because I already have my answer, and it
Okay.
has to be October.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
I
your reasoning behind that?
I just think it's challenging. You know, they are.
Huh.
I already told in the tier list they're such good, like yeah, they're a unit. They just know what to make of each other in the arena, and it's so great having to prepare against something like that because it's really challenging, especially if you have some difficulties in like the players not exactly knowing how to take some positions. And we what we tried is, breaking them apart, breaking their 3-man unit apart and going for 1v1s. And then they
Yeah.
adapted onto that in the next game already. And so
Yeah.
we had to
No, I
think of something
remember.
new, and it's so exciting to play against them because they are pretty good in knowing themselves.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that, honestly.
So who's your pick?
Mm, man, that's tough because I really liked playing against June when we played against them. Um, and I'd say they're tied. I have two teams that are tied. So I'd say June, and then I would also I think I'm gonna have to go with November. November and June are probably tied.
Yeah, I mean they
Just
both make a
because
lot of sense.
like June obviously because they're the best team in the league and they have such a big name on their back that if you beat them, like that's a big deal. And that's why it's fun playing against them. And then November is just they're so versatile. Like they have such a good team and they're just so just I feel like they have just a lot of really good experience all around. And as far as it goes, they always come into a game with a very solid game plan to win. So playing against them is always fun.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I also would have to say my second vote would go to July
Yeah,
because
that make a lot of sense.
yeah, I love preparing against strong teams.
Yeah,
And July is everything but a weak team, in my opinion. They lost to June
yeah,
pretty hard, but I think it's just because they lack playstyle in general, because they only have one playstyle they can go with, and that is July 6th as an absolute attacker, like probably a rush, I would say, and the
yeah,
other two play support. And
yeah.
but I still love playing against them because it's so hard to play against a rush, especially a good one. And July
Oh yeah,
6th,
no, I
it's a
agree.
good rush. It's,
Yeah,
so,
they have really good tactics, that's for sure.
yeah, not a lot of them, but the ones they do have, they are good.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
So for the next question, which one is good to put? Yeah, all right. What this one is a bit evil, but what makes your players stand out, and how have you affected their career? Maybe we just start with the first part of this question. What
Okay.
makes each of your players stand out?
Well, obviously September 7th, he definitely is around like just the best player in the league all around.
Yeah,
Um, Everything he does is just sensational. He definitely was snubbed of the MVP, and there's not much else to say about him. Like he's just all around the best player in the league. As far as the other two go, um, man, honestly, what makes them stand out specifically against everybody like else in the league? I feel like as far as it goes, 30th and 13th. 13th has always been a very big personality. Um, he is always like when he's not practicing, he's always out partying. And even when he's partying and hungover, that still doesn't affect the way that he plays. And he's still sensational with what he does. And I feel like that he's got a certain swagger to him. Same
Holy
with
shit.
30th. I feel like 30th is just really, really good with what he does. And um I think 30th is more of like a silent killer. He doesn't talk much and he's very to himself most of the time, but all around he's like a mercenary and like a sniper out there when he's playing. So yeah, I think that's what makes my players stand out the most.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I didn't expect the September 13th thing though. I have to say, I
Yeah,
have to say
no,
because
I
that's a double-edged sword to have on the team.
yeah, of
Like the
course.
condition,
It's hard.
yeah. Like having the condition to do that is good, but then again, it could backfire one day.
Yeah, it kind of just depends, honestly.
Yeah, but for January, it's we have so great personalities. So where do I begin? January 8th. He is our tactician, I would say. He,
Yeah,
I would say, out of all players we have, he understands the game the most, like I do. Like
yeah,
he gets what I'm saying with tactics and analytics, and he also does a lot of calls. He is not very vocal in the sense that he's that active on social media like January 30th,
yeah,
but then again, this guy is an exception.
yeah,
But I think January 8th, yeah, he's so good with tactics. Like he even
yeah. No,
when we are in the preparation room just talking about the game, we have a block in our training called Team Talk, where every coach, every player, every reserve, every member of the team sits together and we just talk about the game. Nothing special, no special situations. We just talk about the game, about our opinions, what do we think is the best to implement into our game. What situations do we thrive in? What do we work on? How is everyone feeling? Just stuff like that. We're not even talking about BBL most of the time. But he always points out stuff that I have not even thought of.
yeah,
Which I'm at this point I'm very used to, like standing in front of the whole team, looking at the whiteboard and going like, "Huh, yeah, no, I didn't see that. All right, let's move on."
yeah.
Of course, I get a few laughters for that from the team, but
No, of course.
it's great having someone like him because you have someone to ask when you don't know further. Because I'm the only tactical guy in our team.
Yeah,
We have Bonnie with a lot of strategics coming in, and he knows our team very well. But when it
yeah.
comes to tactics, January is I think my main person to talk to. January twenty
That makes
seventh,
sense.
I can sum it up in one sentence. He's the best disrupt player in the whole league.
Yeah,
I
I'd have to
don't
agree with that.
I don't want to put him on any other position. he is so goddamn good on disrupt, and also his soft shift into passive is insane. I love to see him play. It's great.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too,
And
honestly.
January 30th is. I don't know where to start. I think his best part is his personality because he's always posting these stupid fucking cat memes. And now he's also followed me into the German team, and I love everything about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
we did talk about the national team page, like because we need a page for it, right? An account on Insta. And I said, yeah, sure, I can make one. I just need someone to make like good looking graphics because I'm shit at that. I do text
No,
posts
I get that.
mostly,
I get that.
and that's just everything I do. I can't do any fancy graphics. I don't know Photoshop. I mostly do my stuff with Paint.
No, I get that. I get it.
So he posted something in there, and it was just the most obnoxious fucking cat meme I've ever seen. He was like, "I can contribute this." And I was like, yeah, you did great. We'll put it on the fridge. You did good, buddy. And
That's amazing.
he's a goofball. I love him for it because he's very self-reflected. He gets
That's
heated
awesome.
when he plays good. That's true. You can see it on social media. Even he gets pretty loud about it, pretty vocal about it. But he's allowed to because if he plays good, he's the best player in the league.
Oh, of course.
But I still think he's a bit inconsistent. And but I will get him there. You know,
Yeah.
he got
No,
the
I see
Super
it.
Bowl
I see it
MVP.
happening.
It's fine for starters, but we can go higher with him.
Yeah, I agree, honestly.
So how do you think you affected the career of your players?
Um, as far as affecting the career, I think, man, it's hard to say because I know that I've been able to help inspire the players and inspire a change and showing them what can be done when changing your mentality and having a winner mentality and showing them, hey, it's possible to be consistent and to be great and be consistently great and showing them that, you know, just getting inside of their minds and showing them the inside of mine, showing them the tactics I'm thinking about and showing them the different things that I have to say and like I think my greatest strength for them is being able to motivate them and hyping them up and like getting them ready for the next game. Like that has been the biggest impact to them. Like I've been able to bring the best out of all of my players, including reserves, by training with them one on one and bringing out the best strong suit from them and working on their weakest point and bringing that up to be a strength as well.
I think that is great to have, and I also think a lot of coaches are sleeping on one-on-one training or even just talking with players during the training
Oh, of course.
because it's an important part. I also do that. We also because we have a lot of coaches, we can just like put every player to one coach. Still have one coach work on some stuff with the training squad or the reserves as they're now called. Um, and still the main roster players get some solo training on their respective positions. But then
Yeah, of
I
course.
also want to talk with my players solo because
Yeah.
they should know who they can talk to if something happens, you know.
Yeah, of course. I definitely agree.
And I respect that a lot that you're also doing this. I think it's a sign of a good coach.
Yeah, I try my best, obviously. Like I feel like I get pulled in every single direction, like whether it's interviews or talking to different coaches. Like I try my best to split my time up evenly with everyone and try to always be there for them for whatever they kind of need.
Yeah, I feel that because I'm putting so much time into other stuff too, and still trying to be there for the team as much as I can. Um, because obviously now we have the uh, EA Geckos we are playing
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Simulation Ball League.
of
It,
course.
it's a hell of a ride. We mostly do training after like a normal training session, so we stay even longer away from home. But none of us has anything else to do, so we can manage for now.
Yeah,
But in terms of how to affect player careers, it's for me, I think there has been a lot of trash talk on players. Be it
yeah,
the January 30th is washed because he, got knocked out like 3 games or 4 games in a row as the first, and that pretty fast. Or also the January 8 is not performing up to his standard because he got knocked out and he didn't get any KOs, or he had a pretty bad stat line at one point up until the finals.
yeah, of course.
And I think I helped the players realizing that stat lines and the perception of like normal fans watching the game just for fun, that's not what really happens, because January 8, we know he's a damn strong player. And we also knew that, for example, like you guys knew it as well. And we knew that you would try to focus him out at any cost because
Yeah,
he has the potential to KO like 2 people in 1 second. He
yeah,
is
of
that
course.
kind of player. He can turn the field around with his knowledge easily. Um, so we knew that, and we played him as an anchor to give him as much time as he possibly can to just draw attention to him and let the other two do everything. And he had a hard time accepting that he still got knocked out because he thought maybe he's playing the anchor playstyle wrong, but I had to remind him that no, he's doing everything we talked about and he's sacrificing himself so that we can win. And winning it all just shows that, yeah, it worked. And it was the right
Yeah,
call to do that. And it also, the players should not be ashamed at all. So, yeah, I think that's how I affected their careers because I did that with every single player in our team.
yeah, no, I definitely agree, and that makes a ton of sense.
So, we have some more questions.
Okay.
Um, I think I'll save this one for last because I think it's very funny. Um, yeah, I'll save this one for last. So, the next one would be: do you like the way media is representing teams, players, or even yourself?
Um, yeah, I personally I haven't had um like a bad media representative come up to me yet or bad press or anything. I feel so far um the media that I've had has been all positive, and honestly the something really big that I was hoping for September was for us to gain a lot of traction and just a lot of attention and to become one of the like most popular and top contending teams. And I feel like that happened by just interviews I was able to do. Um and then it also helps when when in your own Discord server for your team there's multiple media representatives in there that are just waiting to latch on to any story they can and waiting for me to just give them any breaking news, of course. So, you know, that's also something as well. Like we have just a lot of we have multiple people from different medias of the BBL that are in our server and just wait for different news to drop. So, but for most of it, I try to always make sure that our team is represented in a good and positive way, like the way they should be.
Just on a personal note, because I got a DM saying after I think after we bid October, I made a story saying that I were the doubters and the usual trash talk from me.
Yeah,
Um, and I got a DM saying January villain arc. I'm here for it.
that's awesome.
Do you think that your team are the good guys? Like from a
Um,
representative perspective?
I I think we were. I think September was we're the good guys in the league just because there there was so much doubt about us during the playoffs and we wanted to prove everyone wrong, but in the way that we knew how to, and that was by not talking trash and playing playing at our strengths and doing what we do best, and that's winning. And we wanted to show everyone that we knew what we were doing and that we could succeed. And I think I think the media has put us in a very positive light and has shown that we are, good guys of the league.
Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense, but that also makes us the villains, huh?
I guess it would be. I guess it would make January the villains of the
I mean,
league.
it does make sense. We got knocked down pretty early in the season, didn't have any chance at all, and then we just ramped it up and said, "Fine, you want to play?
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
do that."
you guys did that exactly. And I guess you did enter a villain arc because you went on to be the best contenders in the league.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I guess it makes sense now. Because I always thought, nah, we're not the villain. We're the good guys, but we're just the delusional villains that just don't know that everyone else perceives them as the villains. So,
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense.
but like the way media is representing us is obviously we won. So it's hard for me to take this from a neutral perspective, right?
Yeah,
Because
no,
as
of course.
soon as I came in, and as soon as we got the first win against July, and after that we qualified for playoffs, I'm not gonna. I think I got too much hype from all of that.
Yeah,
I got a lot of hype. I personally, I don't think I even deserved it. Now I'm
yeah,
thinking, all right, of course we won. You can hype up some coaches, some players. It's all fine. But I still think the other coaches in our team, don't even remotely get the attention that I do, and I hate it. Sort of. I've been on
no, I
a
definitely agree.
I've been on a rant in the comment section of 433. So because at that time head coach Bunny, he commented, "What about teams that have more than one coach in terms of the voting for the nominees and stuff like that for the Ballon d'Or?"
Yeah.
And 433 answered with, "Yeah, maybe you're a fake account then." And I was so pissed off because Bunny was our head coach at that time. He still is part of the team. We wouldn't have gotten where we are when it wasn't for him. And I got so mad that I wrote a whole ass paragraph on that. And I still think it's justified. Because
Yeah,
you just have to go on the main account of January Jackhammers. And I think he's still in there, in the bio of them.
yeah,
It's
I
literally
agree.
his ad. And I think I get too much praise, and the others get way too less praise for all they did.
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely agree.
so, like, yeah, that's the only thing I think media kinda did wrong, is giving me too much spotlight and not focusing on
Yeah,
the team of coaches behind all of that.
yeah.
In terms of
No, I definitely
players,
agree.
I think January 27th should gain some more spotlight, but also he's pretty quiet, so I think he likes being a bit more in the back, but he's still so. I think he's underrated because, as I already said, he's the best disrupt player in the league, and this is a hard position to play.
Yeah,
So
no, I definitely agree with that. And to add on to that point, I definitely feel like, um, I did get a lot of attention and a lot of traction, um, once my interview with the Ball Zone came out,
yeah,
and right after that, I got signed to that really big extension by September. The coaches and the players really wanted me, and then I obviously had the big record breaking contract I signed for the next eight
it's
seasons.
it's so crazy to think about. Like
It was
eight
insane.
seasons, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it was wild. I'm definitely ready for the long haul though. Like I'm really prepared and ready to make this team a dynasty. And but yeah, I definitely had to stay as humble as possible during that time when, especially when I had the quote take off the flip the script quote, that got a lot of traction too. And
Yeah, it did.
it's just it's just I had to stay humble because I don't want to seem like I know everything and am like, a better coach than anyone else because it's not true. We're all trying to just do our best, and
Yeah,
it's just a very humbling experience, I guess, being in a group with the coaches and knowing that everybody is just trying to do their job the best they can.
yeah, absolutely. I agree on that. I also think, like, putting aside the fact that the flip the script line was, it didn't age that well.
No, it didn't. It ended up not taking off like I was hoping to.
But
I mean, it it came close, but
yeah,
no.
just imagine you would have pulled this reverse sweep on us.
Yeah,
This,
man, it would have been crazy, honestly.
but coming back to it again, 8 years.
Yeah,
That's
eight years.
crazy. Like,
Yeah,
come on. Holy shit.
yeah,
How do you even get a contract like that through general management?
it it took a lot of convincing. Like it took numerous people involved. Like it wasn't just me involved in discussions. It was assistant coaches and um even a few players were involved. And then obviously BBL agent was contacted later on about it, and then a few other people were reached out to, and it was a very big meeting and a very long discussion at that. I think it took a full day to come to a decision, and that's when we settled on the 8 year $475 million mark.
It's like 200. Oh my god. You know what my contract for season 2 is?
What is it?
8 million. And I'm fine with
Really?
that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because if I set like, I set a goal for myself. I talked to our GM and we're pretty civil about all of the contract stuff. He offered, I think, 13 million for 3 more seasons in, but
Okay.
I didn't because I'm not the person to sign more than 2 years at a time.
Yeah, no. I see where your reasoning is behind that. Like it makes a ton of sense, honestly.
So if we end up doing well in season 2, I get 12 million for season 3, and after that
Yeah.
we can maybe push even higher. If we don't, I'm still there for season 3, but with 7 million.
Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense, honestly.
Because
And I think
yeah.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think you definitely deserve a higher pay raise, especially after winning the championship this year. Um, and especially if you become a head coach whenever you decide to be, if that ever does happen, I definitely see like a big pay raise coming for you.
Yeah, but I have some things planned. Um, because I don't really want the head coaching position. Because I am happy with
Yeah,
the free time I have right now. Because the SBL Geckos wouldn't be happening with that. I wouldn't have the time
yeah,
for it anymore, and I still enjoy playing. Um, Even played professionally like way back then, and I'm just way too
yeah.
old to play. I'm feeling it in every part of my body, but it's so much fun. Um,
No, I totally get it.
and
And it's interesting that you bring that up because now I feel like you and I both are going to have a lot on our plate because now you're um coaching for Germany in the
yeah,
international league
yeah, that too.
and I got signed to Italy, so we both have even more on our plate to deal with.
Yeah, that also. And then there's also a big project with the ball zone coming up for next season.
Oh yeah.
And it I can't say anything about it, but it's such a big project that will also take so much time to produce. And then also I'm doing like my personal content, right? The game analysis stuff, which I'm way behind, I know, but I have a way to fix it.
Yeah, no, of
um,
course.
and I think I'll announce it like tomorrow or something. The day after
Yeah.
uploading it will be the day I announce what I'll doing for my game analysis to like evolve even further. Um,
Yeah, of
but
course.
all of that stuff wouldn't be possible if I'd be head coach.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that too, honestly. And I'm speaking of that, I really am excited to see the project that you and the Ball Zone have planned.
It's still in the works, but the Boston puts in so much effort on this, and
Yeah,
it's
I'm excited to see where it goes.
because also he and I we chat a lot. We are in contact a lot with each other. So he had the idea. He asked me, "Hey, what do you think of it?" And I said, "Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Can I be part of it?"
Yeah,
And now I'm like working with him directly on it, and it's so much fun creating stuff with him because we also did
yeah,
like an
no,
interview stuff and voiced interview, and he's just a great guy overall. Um, so I'm so excited for this, but I think it will only get some attention like maybe next week or even just a week after because we have a lot to work on. We have still a lot of scheduling stuff to figure out for this, and it will be a thing that will be long running, um, and not just like one big thing and that's it. It will be long running.
Really?
Yeah, it will take a whole season, and it will constantly evolve. And I think it will be fun. Maybe you
That's
will even
awesome.
get in on it. You should keep your eyes open because there may be something for you to take on there.
Yeah, I would love to. That'd be really cool to be a part of it as well.
You just have to be fast enough and well, good enough. But I think you
Yeah, of
definitely are
course.
good enough. So
Of course, of
don't worry
course.
about that. So, but then again, the Warzone is the guy to look at.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think we should move on to the final two questions.
Okay,
Um,
let's do it.
I think I'll still keep this one as the last one because it's hella funny. So
Okay,
this is a rather serious question. Um, that's sort of breaking out of the question format we had right now.
okay.
What do you think of verifications of player, team, or even staff accounts on Instagram and Discord?
Ooh.
Because this one is
Um,
pretty rough, I think.
honestly, I I would be willing for like verifications and everything to happen, but I guess the only problem is when it comes to like some players and some people, um I think it's kind of difficult for that kind of process to work because I guess it'd be different for everyone because you don't know exactly if the verification system could work, you know.
Yeah, I
So
I think I agree. Mm, and also, I think it's hard for us, like the two of us, to say right now because for us, nothing would change, right?
yeah, exactly.
So,
Like it would put us in a very weird spot, I feel like.
yeah, for us, nothing would really change, but I think part of BBL is to let community have a say in everything that happens.
Yeah,
And the opportunity for just some random dude or some random girl or just someone random to create an account and be active is
yeah,
great. We had a lot of problems with one person on Discord impersonating first January 27th and after that January 8th and announcing his retirement. And I had to
really.
take care of it. Yeah. Um, it's just a troll, so nothing to worry about. January will continue playing, as will January 27th.
Yeah,
But I think these things are just small problems compared to what the community can get out of it.
yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense, honestly.
And I also think if you put out content, you will get recognized and you will get rewarded for it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Honestly. And it's just more like getting on that communication level with a team and talking to like the general manager and talking to even an owner and getting on that same level and seeing if you can come to an agreement with something.
yeah, absolutely. It's just I mean, I wouldn't have gotten where I am right now if it wasn't for the general manager just checking his Discord DMs and just being like, "Oh, someone messaged me. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Never even heard of
exactly.
him before."
Exactly.
And I just sent him like,
Exactly.
"Hey, yo, I played for the Turing Greens and I coached the 4 a.m. Nighters and I also coached the Monday Monsters. You wanna take
Yeah.
me in because your team sucks right now?"
Of course, of course.
And he was just like, "Yeah, now we can do this." And then I was in all of a sudden. So that wouldn't be possible anymore.
Yeah, no, it definitely does put everybody into a weird position, but I guess as far as the verification thing goes, it's kind of a work in progress.
Yeah. I think there is the big step is the spokesperson system on Discord,
Yeah,
because now you have a person that reliably puts information through to the commissioner of the BBL, to RT,
yeah,
and it's I mean I can talk a lot about this because I am the spokesperson for January. All the reserves get decided through this singular channel that's just put out, and Scrato ask into it, hey, what are your guys' reserves? And I just I didn't think much about it because it was pretty much safe all season who we would take, because there were these three signings we did and we knew we would keep.
yeah,
But it's a big part that I did right there.
yeah, of course.
I directly changed how the next season of the BBL for the January Jackhammers will go. It's a big responsibility, but it's good to have this sort of bridge between, you know, accounts that are just there for fun and real accounts that put in the effort, put in the time, and reliably can talk for a team.
Yeah, no, of course. I definitely agree with that too, with what you said.
So, but in general, I think the verification system should end at the spokesperson line. I don't think there is any. The rest, the rest of it will be effort. Effort will decide it
Yeah,
all. If you put a lot of time in it, you will get rewarded eventually.
yeah, I absolutely agree with that too.
So then, for the last question before our final tier list, then after that, I will let you go live your life again. So this one is funny. Um, because I think it got sent by a real life friend of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Um, how would you classify your own playstyle? And he put in brackets behind there BBL position guide. So I guess
Okay.
I received this question a long time ago because this thing here was scheduled a long time ago.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
so the EA geckos weren't created back then,
Yeah, of
and
course, of course.
now I'm playing again. So I know
Yeah,
what to answer. I am trying myself to be a trick, but I really suck at it.
really.
Yeah, I had to ask January 30th for some tips so it wouldn't hurt that much when you rebound and save and stuff. Because it looks pretty solid when you see it on the screen. But if you're in the arena yourself, it hurts like hell. Because how would you even know to get a grip on this edge and push yourself off it again?
Yeah,
It really does use your whole body. It hurts like hell. So I would say I'm still best put on some support, maybe control, because disrupt is just too aggressive for me, and maybe passive or control is what I would classify my playstyle in. But I'm curious about you because I can see you in some attacking position.
yeah. I honestly, the answer, okay, it might surprise you because I I used to play in the LBL, but I don't play now, obviously, so I'm very rusty. But if I were to come back and play, um, which I am very interested in doing, I would love to play again. But I say I would be probably I love to rush. I'm good at that, but I'm also a very good anchor. So it would be
Whoa,
between those two things.
that's
That's
very
what would
opposing
surprise
play
you.
styles, though.
Exactly. I can be a really good hybrid between the two.
Damn, that is hard soft swap to pull. Would you shift in the game between the two of these, or like would you shift from
Yes.
game to game? Oh shit,
Yeah, in during the game, yeah, I could do both.
that's hard to pull off. I
It's
could do
tough.
this. I couldn't even
It's
do
tough
this.
to it's tough to do, but yeah, no, I even though I'm a bit rusty, I still know that I could do it. So if anybody out there from teams are listening, hit me up.
I actually have a. You know, we can do it like. Yeah, we can do it like on the podcast. I wanted to ask you after it, but um, our coach Bunny had a great idea for a charity match.
Oh, really?
And it would basically be the ear geckos, like Gooba, Bunny, and me, playing against three other coaches. And I have two of the other three coaches already in, um,
Really?
which are Jose Mourinho and Blossom.
Really?
Yeah, they agreed to it. Oh, and I actually wanted to ask you if you wanted to compete too. It would be a best of five
Yeah.
series just for charity.
No, that'd be awesome. I'd love to. I think that'd be a really fun idea.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll get
I'm in.
everything ready then. I think we would play like just a small arena because I don't think I could get the whole construction zone for that.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I mean, if you wanted to, I know that we are setting up, obviously we're making one of our stadiums is being built right now, a newer one. And I know the very first game that's going to be played, is going to be a charity match, but it's not going to be until a little later in the off season, and it's going to be with the players. But we could even play it with the coaches, um, in our new stadium that we construct if you wanted to.
If it makes sense timing wise, because I think it would already be next week or something.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
could.
we'll talk in private about that. So
Yeah, of
it's
course, of course.
I think it makes sense, but it's crazy to think that like the idea behind it was like all the top four teams putting out their coaches. Um,
I know it's crazy.
so we just we thought, who would represent January? Because let's be honest, it doesn't do justice if only one does. After it,
Yeah,
we had the offer from the SBL. Rather, we wanted or we decided to let's play again. We created the
yeah,
geckos, and after that, we thought, why don't we just ask like the other three if they want to form a team and play against us? Because
yeah.
I don't doubt that we could shit on, but it's still it would be so funny to do. I don't know
Yeah, of
which
course,
account it
of
would be
course.
uploaded. I think I would just collaborate with like everyone that plays and the ear geckos on that. So
No, of course.
it'd be just for charity, best of five, one game a day. It will be fun.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
All right, nice having you in there. So we
Yeah,
will
I would love
move.
to. It's gonna be super fun.
It will be. Imagine just a one-on-one between the two of us, just fighting for the hand over the rhythm. Oh God, couldn't even imagine to be put against you. So for the last part of this episode, we're just approaching the 2 hour mark in 10 minutes, and I think we can still fit in this last tier list.
Okay, let's do it.
It will be a season 2 prediction bracket. I
Ooh,
have two of them right here at the screen right now. They are very much looking the same from
yeah,
the
of course.
viewers, but we'll just swap between the two of them.
Okay,
And I think we can start with the regular season outs and build our way up there.
okay, sounds good. Let's do that then.
All right. Should we do just one and one? Just swap between the two of us to.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
All
that.
right. All right. You can start if you want to.
Okay. Um, I guess well let's start with May again. Um, I'm going to put them obviously at the bottom of regular season out just because I don't see much change happening to May next season, if I'm being fully honest.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of get that, but I. This one is hard. I mean, I hope they can, oh, put out their form, but February is rough. Actually, you know what? No,
Yeah,
I don't think February will go on in the regular season, but I think March will.
really
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
interesting.
They will have a fall off
That's
after couch playoffs
interesting.
again.
Wow. I feel like it's kind of a hot take, but I can see it happening.
Yeah.
All right, well, you can put February down in the regular season out as well. I don't see any change happening to either of these two teams at all, honestly.
I mean, it makes sense looking at their performance this season, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think February will show up quite a bit actually. Which team I
yeah,
don't
I
think
just
will show up at all is November.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I think those two teams will be like maybe not as bad as May this season. Will get a lot more competitive, but November will like be out pretty early on and then win games when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But yeah, maybe it's a bit of a hot take because May would be in planes then.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that is a hot take. Um, my next one though, I'm gonna put April in conference finals out. Um, I'm
Okay.
gonna move them there because I think they are gonna make it to the conference finals, but because they lost Coach Cap, I think that's a huge loss to the team. And I think it's going to be super, super hard to replace him as a coach.
Yeah, that's true. I think Blossom can hold this team up on himself, but I don't exactly know what it is that Coach Cap brought to it, but it had to be something, right?
It could have been the culture and what the
Yeah,
team
yeah,
fell on.
yeah. I think that could be, yeah. So, oh man, this is hard. I think I'm gonna go bottom to top on
Okay.
mine. Uh,
Yeah, mine's going to be all over the place, so don't worry about it.
yeah, I figured. So, planes out. You know, I think July won't make it into playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That also means that yes, I think May will make it.
Really?
Yes. May will win against July in the plains.
Really?
I don't know
That's
why, but I
interesting.
just think July doesn't make enough changes, and May certainly does.
Wow. I mean, I guess I could see that happening. That's definitely a hot take too.
Yeah, but I'm here for it happening though.
Yeah, I can't blame it if that does happen. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna do my next conference finals out, so I'm gonna spoil it for the two that end up losing in the conference. I think I think it will be August. I think August will lose in the conference finals out.
Oh wait, but they are also hot conference, right?
Are they? Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are. Right,
yeah.
right,
April
right.
and August would be in the same, so
Oh, right. Put them, my bad, sorry. Put them in
yeah,
the
all
one
good.
below it, the quarterfinals
Yeah,
out.
quarterfinal. All right. Will they lose against April though?
I think they do, only because April still has all of their good players. They still have Coach Blossom, obviously. Um, and Coach Cap has to rebuild uh like a baby August team, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see this happening.
So I that's why I can see happening with that, honestly.
Oh man, so it's gonna be August, April all over again, and April will come
Yeah,
out
it
on
will
top
be.
again.
Yeah.
You're just putting the same results up until now.
Yeah, no, I see that happening again, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense because April has a flow to it right now, and
No, they
August
really
just
do.
doesn't.
Yeah, no, they
So,
definitely do.
play-ins out for cold conference. That's a rough one. But I think that it's gonna be October.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think
Do
they
you?
can deliver in the way they did. And I think they will
Yeah.
lose to February.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why. I wish all of the best to every team, obviously, because there is someone in every team that I really appreciate.
Yeah, of course.
But for February, man, they don't have anyone. Give them something.
Yeah, they need something to fall back on. They
Yeah.
need something. I agree with that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put that June is quarterfinals out.
Oh.
I don't think they make it as far as they did last season, because I think last season you could honestly debate that June had one of the easiest schedules to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think this next season there's going to be a lot more competition, and I think it's going to be a lot harder for June to even come close to having a perfect season again.
I see that happening, yeah. But then again, they have clutch factor.
That
They
is
could
true.
just clutch their way all the way to the Super Bowl.
That is true. They
No one would
could.
be surprised. Like, they have so much clutch points. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be shocked.
Yeah. So, I think this will be the end for me.
I mean, at least it's better than last season.
Yeah, I think they can be really proud with that result, but still, I think, nah, this will be the end.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you on that one.
So, oh yeah, you're next. So, tell me.
Let's see. For play-ins out, um, I think it'll be. I think October is out, honestly.
Yeah, I can see
And
the
then I
season.
think also you could probably, hmm, man, that's tough to say. I think you can put July there too.
July.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
don't
think
think.
I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's a pattern here somewhere. Honestly, it's hard for me to disagree with you on both of those teams though, because I don't see anything changing because October, like you said, is just a one-trick pony. And then I think July isn't going to make many changes to progress to level up in the season. So I could see them um being out in the play-ins.
Against which team, Joe?
Honestly, it's hard to decide. I think, man, I think July loses to loses to June,
June and play-ins
and
is wild.
sorry, what?
June, the only getting play-ins in regular season is wild.
Yeah, I mean that's my hot take. Like
Yeah,
I have to have it. And then I don't know. I just don't see October beating August.
yeah. Oh, like you mean? But October is code conference, I think. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
I meant
they
like or sorry.
yeah, good.
Then I take that back. I didn't mean August. Sorry, I'm getting tired. I meant I don't see October. I guess this will spoil the next pick, but December is going to be in the conference finals out.
In the
I don't see
conference.
October beating them.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That makes sense. I can see this
So
happening because I think December will have a hell of a season.
yeah, I agree.
I
I think
think,
December has a lot to turn around with.
yeah, yeah. So, alright, what did I say? I said February will beat October in
Yeah.
play-ins, but then it's over for them. I said May will play July in play-ins, but then it's over for them.
Yes.
So,
Who do you think beats May?
well, you know what? I'm gonna do all the quarterfinals out first.
Okay, okay.
Um, I think April will go out.
Really?
Yeah, and I also think that December will go out. I mean, it's pretty sure who both of us will put into the Super Bowl. That's
Really?
pretty sure. But I think I can see this bracket really happening because April got figured out. And
That's
if they
true.
don't change a lot of things in terms of versatility and playstyles, they will also be figured out next season. But let's see.
Yeah, I could
Maybe
see
they
that
will
happening
surprise
too.
everyone again. But I think, yeah, quarterfinals out is the most realistic thing for them. And for
Yeah,
December, I also think that way.
yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with that so far, honestly. Um,
I
and then for
just,
my quarterfinals out,
oh my god, I just realized you still have these two in there.
yeah,
These are the
I
two
I
I
might.
put in regular
Oh,
season
I didn't
out.
realize that. Okay, I might have to switch. Okay, hold on. For my quarterfinals out, man, here, put. Ooh, this is gonna be a hot take, but hmm, put February in quarterfinals out.
Okay.
I'm changing my decision. I'm changing my decision on the
Like
fly.
November out or November here and change with October.
I think November regular season out.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
then I think obviously March is going to be a quarterfinal out. I don't see them progressing much further than that.
Yeah, okay.
And then to finish it up, it just leaves us two. So you can go back to your list and we'll see where you think it's going to go.
Oh God, this is this is just great. Okay, um, conference finals out. I think. Yeah, it will come down to the two of us. So
Really?
yeah, you will not win against us. We'll play conference final
Really?
again for sure, but
I think so.
you won't win against us. So, but for this one, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say that it's over there for June again, and this will be the Super Bowl.
really? Oh, also, go back to my list. I'm so tired. I just realized we can't be in the Super Bowl together.
Oh, yeah,
I just
that's
realized
right.
that.
That's right.
Okay,
Where's
switch.
the mistake?
Ooh,
Here,
put
the
August. Oh
three hot
yeah,
conference
flip,
teams.
flip August and April, right?
Will it make a difference?
Or is that three hot? Is
Wait,
that still three hot?
yeah, that one
Oh,
of us has to go in there or
ooh,
down here. So you have to take one of the hot conference teams here out and swap it with
ooh.
either December or one of us.
Okay, I'm gonna do. Man, this is so hard to choose. This is so hard,
That's why I
honestly.
put it in here.
Let's do for hot conference. Oh man. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to put January in the conference finals out, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna put us going up against us going up against April. I think April will make it to the Super Bowl again.
So this would be your final.
Yeah, that's gonna be my finals for
And
next
I
season.
think you're gonna say this, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, okay,
I think
okay.
April will lose.
Yeah, so I think obviously it's gonna be.
The repeat champions.
Sure, sure thing. Why not? Everything is set for us to win it again, you know?
I honestly, I can see it. I can see it happening, so it's hard for me to disagree with you, especially since you guys won already. I can't disagree.
It's still hard to believe that we got this, but yeah, I think we can do it again. We just need the right. Like we need to figure ourselves out fast enough because now we have twice the amount of players every team has, so it's twice the amount of work for every coach.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense, honestly.
There is also still
But yeah,
unknown if there will be known what player plays for the opposing team.
yeah, that too.
So this will be pretty interesting because we will basically have double the work.
Yeah, we will. I'm excited to see where it goes for next season, though. I think both of our lists are pretty solid in
Yeah,
terms of things.
I can see them happening. I am just glad we decided to shit on November for some reason.
November and May,
Yeah,
well,
no, May.
November, May, and March all kind of got a bad rap.
Yeah, I mean they all, besides November, did better than last season. So yeah,
Th- That's
no,
true.
no much in my.
That
Yeah,
is true. That is
so
true.
I guess planes are predicted now. This
Yeah,
is
and we'll see. we'll see what happens. Our plans are the same too.
Yeah, yeah. It's that's what I'm saying. It's predicted now. That's set.
Yeah,
It will
it
happen
has to
like that.
be. Yeah, it
Also,
will.
August will show up both our lists.
Yeah, and I guess the only difference is you have June making it to conference finals and not April.
Yeah, because I think
So,
they will not make the same mistake again.
yeah, I can see that. I have faith in April though. I think April can make the same thing happen again.
Maybe, who knows? And with that, I'm gonna say thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun being on and being a
It
part of this.
it really was a pleasure. Maybe we can even do like another episode next season.
Yeah, that'd be a ton of fun. I'd
Did
look
I
forward to
do the
that. I think
same
we should.
thing for season 3 that we did now?
Yeah, exactly. I think we should do that. That'd be a ton of fun. And we have a lot to look forward to because now we have the charity event match with all of us coaches.
Yeah, that's true. I will try
So,
and make it happen. I will set some things up and it'll be great. It'll be fun. Um,
yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
so 2 hours and 11 minutes of pure
Definitely a
yapping
longer
content.
episode.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to aim for. Since you told me beforehand, you also like to yap a lot, so
Yeah, no,
it's
I think this was really, really good and it was a ton of fun.
yeah, it was. And to all of you watching at home, thank you so much for watching. If you did make it this far, uh, I hope you had fun. And see you in the third episode. I don't know who will be the guest, but maybe I'll put a player in to have a different
Ooh,
perspective. I had media, I had coach. Maybe it's time to put a player in, and after that, maybe I'll get a team page. Who knows? So,
that would be cool.
thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on the coaching couch.